Mahakavi Bharathiyar's life. Subramania Bharathiyar was born on December 11, 1882, in the town of Ediyapuram in the southern Indian state of Tamilnadu. He was the fifth child and the only son of Chinnaswamy Subramania Iyer and Lakshmi Ammal. Bharathi's father was a government pleader and a Sanskrit scholar, while his mother was a musician who played the veena, a traditional Indian stringed instrument. Bharathi grew up in a household that valued education, art, and culture, and he was exposed to literature and music from a young age. Bharathi had 4 older sisters, each of whom had a significant impact on his life. His eldest sister, Sengamalam, was a poet and a writer who encouraged him to pursue his interest in literature. His second sister, Sundarambal, was a musician who taught him to appreciate and create music. His third sister, Krishnaveni, was a social activist who influenced his thinking on social justice and reform. And his fourth sister, Parvati, was a teacher who helped him with his studies. His education career. Subramania Bharathi's education career was unconventional, but he was a self-taught genius who had a deep interest in literature, philosophy, and politics from a young age. He was homeschooled by his father, who was a Sanskrit scholar, and his mother, who was a musician. He quickly picked up languages such as Sanskrit, Tamil, and English. Bharathi began writing poetry in Tamil when he was just 11 years old, and his early works showed signs of his remarkable talent. He later pursued his interest in writing and literature by working as a proofreader and later as an assistant editor for a Tamil newspaper called Swade Samitran. In 1904, Bharathi moved to Madras, now Chennai, to work for another newspaper, India, where he continued to write extensively on a wide range of topics. During this time, he also became involved in the Indian independence movement and used his writings to inspire and mobilize people to fight against British colonial rule. Despite not having a formal education, Bharathi was well-read and knowledgeable about various subjects. He was deeply influenced by the works of philosophers such as Ralph Waldo Emerson and writers like Leo Tolstoy. He also read extensively on social and political issues and used his knowledge to inform his writing and activism. Bharathi's lack of formal education did not hold him back, and he continued to learn and grow throughout his life. He was a lifelong student of literature and philosophy and was always seeking to expand his knowledge and understanding of the world. Subramania Bharathiyar had 2 wives in his lifetime, but it was his second wife, Chellamal, who played a significant role in his life and career. Bharathi married Chellamal in 1905, when he was 23 years old, and she was just 13 years old. Despite the age difference, theirs was a loving and supportive relationship. Chellamal supported Bharathi's writing and activism and played a vital role in his life. Chellamal was an educated woman who could read and write in Tamil, which was rare for women in those times. She was a source of inspiration and motivation for Bharathi, and he often wrote poems and songs about her. Chellamal played a significant role in the publication of Bharathi's works. She helped him with the printing and distribution of his books and ensured that his works reached a wider audience. She also took care of their home and children while Bharathi was busy with his writing and activism. After Bharathi's untimely death in 1921, Chellamal continued to work towards the promotion and preservation of his works. She collected and published his poems and songs and played an essential role in keeping his legacy alive. Chellamal's contribution to Bharathi's life and work was significant, and she remains an important figure in the history of Tamil literature and culture. Bharathi was married to Kannamma when he was just 15 years old, but the marriage was short-lived, and he was soon separated from his wife. In 1905, he married his second wife, Chellamal, who supported his writing and activism and played a significant role in his life. Bharathi had 2 daughters with Chellamal, but sadly, he did not live to see them grow up. He died in 1921 at the age of 39, leaving behind a rich legacy of literature, music, and social reform. His family continued to be involved in the arts and culture of Tamil Nadu, and his works continue to inspire and influence people to this day. Subramania Bharathi, also known as Bharathiyar, was a renowned Indian poet, writer, journalist, and social reformer who lived from 1882 to 1921. He was born in the town of Ediyapuram in the southern Indian state of Tamil Nadu. Bharathi's father was a Sanskrit scholar, and his mother was a musician. From a young age, he was exposed to literature, music, and other forms of artistic expression. He began writing poetry in Tamil and became a prolific writer, producing works on a wide range of topics, including nationalism, social justice, and the freedom struggle. Bharathi was a strong advocate of Indian independence and used his writings to inspire and mobilize people to fight against British colonial rule. He also wrote extensively on the importance of education and women's rights. Bharathi's works have had a profound impact on Tamil literature and culture. He is considered one of the greatest Tamil poets of the modern era and is revered by Tamils around the world. His songs and poems continue to be popular to this day and are often performed at cultural events and political rallies. Bharathi's life was cut short when he died at the age of 39 due to complications from an illness. However, his legacy lives on, and he is remembered as a great poet, writer, and social reformer who used his art to inspire and unite people in the pursuit of freedom and justice. His lifestyle. Subramania Bharathi, Bharathiyar, had a busy and productive daily life, marked by his writing, activism, and family responsibilities. Bharathi's day usually started early in the morning, before sunrise. He would wake up and spend some time in meditation and prayer, which he believed helped him to focus his mind and energize his body for the day ahead. After his morning routine, Bharathi would start his writing. He would write poetry, essays, and articles on a variety of subjects, including social justice, politics, and spirituality. His writing was marked by its clarity, simplicity, and depth of thought. In addition to his writing, Bharathi was also involved in social and political activism. He believed in the power of individual action to bring about social change and was an active participant in the Indian independence movement. He often attended political meetings and rallies and spoke out against British colonial rule. Bharathi was also a devoted family man. He had 2 daughters with his second wife, Chelamal, and he took an active role in their upbringing. He would spend time with his family, reading to his children and discussing current events and social issues with his wife. Bharathi's daily life was marked by his tireless dedication to his writing, activism, and family responsibilities. He lived a simple and frugal life, choosing to focus on his work rather than material possessions. His legacy continues to inspire and influence people to this day. Bharathiyar of moral. Subramania Bharathi, Bharathiyar, was a man of strong moral character, and his writings reflect his deep concern for social justice, equality, and human dignity. He believed in the power of education, the need for personal and social reform, and the importance of individual freedom and autonomy. One of Bharathi's core moral beliefs was the importance of education in creating a more just and equal society. He believed that education was the key to liberation and that it was essential for individuals to be empowered with knowledge and critical thinking skills. He emphasized the need for universal education and advocated for the education of women, who he believed had been marginalized and oppressed for too long. Bharathi was also a passionate advocate for social reform and equality. He spoke out against caste-based discrimination and oppression and wrote extensively on the need for social justice and equality. He believed in the essential dignity and worth of every individual and fought for their rights and freedoms. Bharathi's moral compass was guided by his deep sense of compassion and empathy for his fellow human beings. He was a champion of the oppressed and the marginalized, and his writings reflect his deep concern for their well-being. He believed in the need for individual freedom and autonomy and spoke out against any form of oppression or tyranny. In summary, Bharati's moral compass was guided by his deep sense of compassion, empathy, and justice. His writings and activism reflect his unwavering commitment to creating a more just, equal, and humane society.